Welcome to Girlies vs. TBR. I'm Mari.
I'm Alyssa.
And today we're going to talk about a very spicy topic here.
Yes.
A little hot take on romance today. Hopefully we don't yap for too long. Yeah, we have a lot of opinions. We're opinionated women.
If you don't like that, I don't know why you're on this channel. We literally made this channel because we yap so much.
We're going to
It's fine.
have some fun with this one.
Yeah. So today for the hot takes video, we are mainly focusing on romance, mainly romance tropes and things that have to do with romance in general. So yeah, I was an author, I think she was an indie pubbed author, that was like, I write romance books and I market them as romance books, but they don't have a happy ending for the couple. And so then that kind of started a whole discourse on Threads, and I was like, yeah, no, like, if you are picking up a book that's marketed as romance, we want the couple to have a happy ever after.
I remember you being annoyed because you were like, I don't understand why, like, romance has to have happily ever afters.
Yes.
If you don't agree, I don't know how to help you there. It just wouldn't be romance, essentially.
Yeah. So it's either happy ever after, or HEA, or happy for now, at least, right? For like the foreseeable future kind of thing, or HFN. Those are the acronyms.
Yeah, I mean, they could go through things in the book, like a journey to get to that ending. In itself, romance is the couple getting together. Yes, they can, do a breakup or whatever during the book. If not, then it's just fiction.
Yeah.
It's just you write fiction then.
Yeah, it's just considered fiction.
Like Nicholas Sparks.
His are usually sad and they don't end well. And he is a fiction author.
Yeah, he's found in fiction.
Yes.
Like there's some obviously that they do end up together. But like A Walk to Remember.
Yeah.
That's not a happy ending.
No. That's not a romance.
No.
You can say it's like romantic fiction, maybe. But if you're marketing things as romance, I think when you go pick up a book that says it's romance or in the romance section or marketed as romance, you're expecting it to have a happy ending for the main couple or a happy for now. Because I can think of, there is an Abby Jimenez one that's mainly kind of a happy for now. Because you don't really know what will happen with the female main character in the future. But it ends like, this is going to be a happy ending for at least a while. Yeah. Kind of thing. That's what we want when we pick up a romance book.
I feel like you could read any other genre if you don't want a happily ever after. You know what I mean?
Like regular fantasy. Yeah.
Fiction is very big on that. Like the characters can go through a lot and not end up being together.
Like, even dark romance. Yeah. Like there's a lot going on in that, and the couple still ends up together because it's romance.
That's the whole point of romance.
Yeah. I think choosing to like market a book as romance when it doesn't have a happy ending is just a person trying to profit off of the romance market.
Yeah, because it is the one carrying publishing by a lot.
Yeah. Like
romance is a high seller.
Yeah, definitely. Especially right now.
Yeah, then your book is just fiction at that point.
Yeah.
It's romantic fiction if you want to call it that. But if the couple doesn't end up together, that's not romance.
People like popped off about it on Threads for sure.
Do you remember some of the responses?
And most of them, I think, like, most of them were agreeing with us. A lot of them were like, this author needs to stop trying to, like, double down. Yeah. I know.
Yikes.
The next kind of topic we have are, like, other things people absolutely hate in romance books that everyone loves to shit on. Okay?
Yeah.
So first, we have the third act breakup.
Okay, sometimes I like it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like it. Depends on what it is, though. If it's just, like, full-on breakup.
Yeah.
Because, like, Lila and, like, Elsie, for example, the guy doesn't let them leave.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. That's what I...
So it's like...
That's what I love for a third act breakup. Is, like, the girl's like, well, we can't be together.
Right.
Like, this is not gonna work. We have to break up. And the guy's like, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
Not on my watch.
Yes. I love that.
I feel like that's fine. But when they, like, full-on break up, and no. No. Because I feel like it's, like, such a cliche. Yeah. But, like, that one particularly, I don't really care for.
I'm fine with it if it's, like, super fluid and makes sense to the book. Like, then I'm totally fine with that. Or an outside force or, like, another person or something that is the reason for breaking them up. And then they kind of figure it out and then, like, come together and how could you do this to us kind of thing. Yeah.
That I like.
That like, would totally make sense, like, with the actual story, too. So, I really like that. One I read recently, or listened to recently, was, like, the guy was a musician and he really liked this girl who wasn't, like, in the music industry. And it was, like, his agent that was keeping them apart without him knowing. And so then when they found out that, like, she came to go see him at a show to, like, be like, wait, no, like, we can make it work. And then the agent is the one that sent her away. Yeah, and then when he found out, like, he was pissed.
That's some bullshit.
So, yeah, like, I don't mind it like that. But also that reminds me, one of the Abby Jimenez books has, like, a 6-month breakup, like, in the middle of the book. It's, like, 6 months later. That one that, like, everyone was talking about online. Do you remember that? Yeah. But, I mean, that makes sense because that's for character growth in that specific
book. If it has to do with that, that's fine.
Yeah.
But, like, when the breakup just for nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, for what? Why? Then it just doesn't make sense. I don't like it. And it's like,
It's like the author just had to keep writing something.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you notice as a reader.
I don't mind it if it's, like, totally within, like, the parameters of the story.
More on that. Miscommunication. A lot of romance readers are on this one that miscommunication is not good.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think most people don't like miscommunication. Again, like, someone causing the miscommunication, like, okay. But if it's two grown-ass adults don't know how to talk to each other, then it's annoying.
I don't care what the reason is. Go to therapy. I don't know. Like, for the miscommunication, it's like, I think if you really love each other, then there should be that communication and, like, help each other understand one another. I don't like miscommunication. It's not it. I just get annoyed with the characters if that happens. Yeah. And it's like, do I want to keep reading? Yeah. I guess I am to finish the book, but like, after that, I kind of clock out mentally. Yeah. Which kind of sucks. Yeah. But
there's been a couple where I'm like, okay, this is very obviously, like, miscommunication, but it's really, really bad. Like, you guys just need to sit down and have a conversation. Or, like, they're like, oh, I don't want to tell them that, like, this has to be this way because of this or whatever. And I'm like, just fucking tell them. God, just say it. We're reading books about grown-ass adults. For the most part. If it's like a YA, like,
that's
okay.
What I was just about to say. Yeah. I was like, yeah, if it's YA, fine, because age. Like, it makes sense for the age. Like, you're still learning how to process emotions, and you're still trying to kind of figure out, like, emotional intelligence and stuff. So, fine. YA, fine. Yeah. Spice. That's a big one that I see circulating. Do all romances need spice? Is spice now taking over romance? Is it being done too much? Not enough? Closed doors? What is your take on spice?
I will read a closed door romance. I will read a spicy romance. I will read straight smut. I mean, as long as I have some kind of feel for what it is when I'm going in, then, like, I'm totally fine. If I just really interested in the story, then I don't really care what it is either way. Have I started a book and then been disappointed that it was closed door? Yes.
There's one in particular that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I guess I do have an example, too. Which one was it? It was, No, I think it was Christina Lauren. I think it was On Honeymooners. Where I'm reading
That's the one that I was just going to talk about. Was it? Yeah. Because I actually read that one.
Okay. Because they're both adults. They're both talking about sexual things the entire book.
And the tension is crazy. Yeah. And so you're kind of anticipating that moment of they're finally...
And then it's like, close door. I was like, whoa, what? Like...
Which is,
that was crazy,
it's fine,
for me.
But also the way it was written didn't seem like it
didn't
would be closed door.
That's what it was, is that when you were like reading the rest of the book, you didn't think it was going to be closed door. So I was a little taken like out of the book a little bit when all of a sudden I'm like reading that and then it was closed door. It's literally like a door being slammed in your face.
I don't think all romances need spice. Obviously it became a lot more popular, and I'm all for smut. You know, I love spice. Sure, if a romance doesn't have spice, I'm fine with it. Yeah. If it's going to be closed doors, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. But you can kind of tell when you're reading it if it's going to be open or closed. Yeah.
I think the issue comes when, like, you go in thinking it's going to be spicy, but it's not. But usually I'm more, like, I know if it is or not.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with it. I don't think everything needs to have spice to enjoy a book.
Yeah.
But if it does have it, then I don't...
Yeah.
I enjoy it either way.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm enjoying the story and the plot, sure.
Yeah.
And obviously you'll have those series or those books that you just read for the smut. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember seeing, like, there's, like, people who just get mad when there's spice.
There's people that literally, like, white it out in their books. They, like, they, like, white it out. I'm like, are you not reading it as you're whiting it out? Like, what's the point?
I just don't get it, because, like, there's plenty of romances. And when people say all romances have spice, you're just not looking for romances without spice. Because there are romances without spice. Those people need to get romances with no spice.
Yeah.
Or closed doors.
Or it could be open door, but, like, very nondescript. Like, I feel like that was kind of the general thing before this big romance boom.
Yeah.
Besides, like, erotica, was, like, more so romance with nondescript open door scenes.
And there's a bunch of those. They just want to read what's hyped, knowing that there's spice. Because when you see a video about the book, they talk about the spice.
Yeah.
They're like, it's like chili peppers or whatever. Yeah. And so you know, so people who are writing it out, like, do you, boo, but you know what you're getting into. So why even pick it up if you don't want it?
Yeah. You can read YA. There's still a lot of, like, romances that have older FMCs. So, like, the Ilana Andrews one, that is a slow burn. For the most part, it's like not as descriptive as a lot of stuff that I have read. Yeah. But also, like, I'm not reading this book for the spice. I'm reading this series because it's interesting. I do think the spice scenes are well done, but they're not going on for, like, 3 chapters.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's going on for a scene and then it's done.
And it also comes down to, I don't think shitting on spice is gonna really help any. Like, there are people who I've seen that, like, really hate it. They're like, it's so annoying that everything has spice nowadays. It's like you're too focused on what people are recommending. Like, you have to go outside of those. Like, if you don't like seeing those books recommended to you, then change your algorithm.
I mean, that's what people are buying, so it's like also what's getting published. Sex is, like, kind of a part of a lot of adult relationships. Okay, not like
it's part of the
every adult right relationship, right? But for the most part, you could say it's a part of the majority of adult relationships. So if you're reading books about adult relationships, more than likely it's gonna have sex in it.
It's part of the intimacy.
Yes, that too.
When they write those scenes, there's things that happen. When you hear what they're actually saying back to each other, they're building that intimacy and that trust. Yeah. It's not just that. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Like, a lot of authors use that to kind of make the connection stronger. And that is in real life too.
Yes, we do read, like, a lot of romance books, obviously, but it's not like this is all we're reading. It's not like you pick up a romance book and you literally only read the spicy scenes and then you close the book and you put it away. No. Like, it's a whole story. Right. We're reading stories about women being validated, women having good, healthy romantic relationships, women having healthy spicy times. There's a lot that go into it besides just the, like, literal spice scene.
It's the woman experience in romance books. You see that through those scenes. Like, you can see that she's, like, being vulnerable. And if you just want smut, like, you could find that anywhere. I feel like a lot of people negate that. Yeah. And it's just the the point is just over their heads.
It's also like, can women have nothing? Can we just have something that we enjoy?
Oh my God.
For God's sakes, okay?
My God.
Can we just have something that we enjoy without people shitting on it?
It's insane.
Like Taylor Swift, or pink things, or Ugg boots, or cute little romance books, okay? Back off.
Pop off, Alyssa.
The people that are complaining, maybe they don't want to be like other girls, or they're just like, that's not appropriate. It's like, who says who? Because we're all saying in this space, it's appropriate. It's perfectly appropriate to like that.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine to like that. If you don't like it, then you can get out of this little sphere and community of people that do.
Exactly.
You don't have to be in it and then talk shit. Talk shit from outside the club. You can't even get in. And along with that, I do want to talk about the negative connotation of when people do want closed-door romance books or books without spice, that they call them clean romance.
Yeah.
Guys, yes, sometimes spicy scenes are dirty, okay? But you're going to tell me that, like, every, like, super heartfelt romantic rom-com, you're going to call that dirty? No, the spice scenes in that, they're not dirty, okay? Nothing is dirty about sex. This Puritan culture needs to relax.
It's normal. It literally goes down to, like, basic human things.
Yeah.
Like, we eat, we shit, we sleep, we fuck around. Like, I don't know what. And it kind of makes me sad a little bit because I know that it's seen as taboo a lot. And I feel like women have never had that freedom that boys do, where, you know, when they hit puberty, they can, like, explore their bodies. Women sometimes don't even explore their bodies until later. And it's like they have to maintain pure. And I get that mentality, but, like, y'all, we gotta get out of that. It's okay to like that.
Yeah.
It's okay to have that, to read that. You're fine.
Reading romance books is also a way to explore that as well.
Yeah.
And then you find book buddies, and then you can talk about it, and then it's fine.
It's
and you
fine.
can talk about it with us. And we're talking about it with you.
Exactly. It's a safe place.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
We're all friends here.
The next little topic we have are kind of around tropes that are a little more geared. We're kind of sticking to romance instead of, like, fantasy for these. So we have two kind of things specifically we want to talk about for trope related, besides, like, the third act breakup that we already talked about. But I feel like that's general for romantasy and First, we have your favorite, the reverse harem. Or throuple. Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says. No judgment here. I don't care. Y'all are boring. Okay, so
that was intense.
I see so many people talking about reverse harems. If you don't like it, why'd you pick up the book?
Yeah.
It's for a select niche people. Clearly, some people read it and they would never do that in their real life.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
We're grown-ups. We can detach from that.
Yeah.
It's still fun to read.
Yeah.
Other people, they'll do that in a heartbeat. They would love that. Again, why are we judging people?
Yeah.
Why are we judging people? I feel like it's okay to express that you don't like a certain thing, but when it starts becoming, they're just like, it's disgusting, blah, 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 blah. They start judging people for, like, reading it and all that stuff. I kind of get upset.
Yeah.
I'm like, then it's not made for you.
Yeah. It's just a preference.
It's not made for you.
Yeah. I also think it's, you kind of touched on too, where it's like, there are plenty of things that I read about where if any man said anything like that to me in real life, it'd be over. Okay? Like, again, this is what we read for, like, fun, for entertainment. Do I want a reverse harem in real life? No. Will I read about it? Hell yes.
Exactly.
Okay? Like, I enjoy reading all kinds of things. It's fake. It's a book.
You're having fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why people take it so seriously.
Yeah. If you are just like, I just don't like reading relationships that are like that or whatever, then, like, I get it. It's not your cup of tea. Yeah, I don't think we need to get judgy.
See, I understand reading one, seeing if you're interested, and be like, no, not really. I'm good. I don't think it's not for me, whatever. But, like, when you're actively, like, there's this one person that I see, I don't remember, like, every so often. Like, they pop up on my screen, and they're like, reverse harem. ill or something like that, like like disgusted and all that. Why even put that content out there? Just say you don't like it, and that's it. That's it.
You could just be
like there's a respectful way to do it, like condemning certain people.
Yeah, because they would get annoyed if someone was like, "Oh, straight relationship." Ew.
It's like, hello?
It's like, yeah, like, all right, we don't need to be doing that.
Right, exactly.
You can be like, that's not what I usually like reading, so I will not talk about it, I will not review it, I won't read it, and just so that I can do a shit review on it, you can just say, oh, that's not really, like, what I like to read, or that's not really for me, or whatever, and then move on.
It's not for you? Move on. Move on. We don't even want you in the club.
The other one we have to talk about is the pregnancy trope.
Baby mama, baby mama, baby mama.
I mean, I've talked about this before. Like, I am not a kid person. I don't really read too many romances where they do, like, already have kids and stuff like that. But do I love a good single dad and the nanny? Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do. The pregnancy trope for me, if that is a very big part of the character's, like, story, the character's journey, or whatever, and you, like, you can tell that going in, this person talks about how much they want to be a mom, and, like, all this stuff, and they love their nieces and nephews, and whatever, and that's that character's personality. Yeah, I'm not gonna get mad if they end up pregnant, because this is kind of where the story was going.
Right.
And that makes sense for that character. On the other hand, if it's just thrown in, I don't really like it.
Yeah, like some examples, Reckless and Heartless by Elsie Silver. Those are amazing. Yeah. I love those.
Well, specifically also Heartless, because she, like, that's not planned. It's actually a surprise the whole time, because she's nannying for his son. She is, I love this kid with my whole heart.
And that kid grows on you.
Yeah.
Like, you just... like, you want that feeling of, like, they need to be a family and they need to grow that family.
Yeah. So that was very, like, fluid. That was very fluid. It made sense for her and stuff like that. And I actually really liked seeing, like, both of the characters' reaction to the surprise pregnancy in that.
It was sweet.
Cade kind of fumbled it first a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he was surprised. You know, he's an old man. You can't scare him like that. So he definitely, like, it was, like, sprung on him. And he was just like, I don't really know what to say right now. But then he's okay. He figured it out. It makes sense for those characters, for sure.
I just recently read 9-Month Contract. That out the gate.
Yeah.
You know. You know. It's going to be pregnancy trope. That is what it is. The first line in the back says, mountain man seeks baby mama. Yeah. Like, there's nothing clearer.
Yeah.
And, like, it's so hilarious. You're just like, yeah, I love this. Or, like, with Ice Planet Barbarians, they're all about breeding and growing their species because there's no women. I like the plot, so I'm gonna keep breeding.
Yeah.
And, like, I like the kids because, like, we go through, like, births and we go through, like, kids growing up. So, again, I know what I'm going into. Something that shook me. So, I actually really like Marissa Meyer. I like Marissa Meyer. Okay. Lunar Chronicles. Spectacular. Heartless. Emotional. Made me sob. Gilded? Bro. You're not going to read it, so I'm going to spoil it. Yeah. Spoiler alert for Gilded. Please skip a few seconds if you don't want to know. She gets pregnant. It's a YA book, and she gets pregnant towards the end.
It's a YA book. What is happening in this book?
You know how I DNF'd that so fast? I bought the second book and I didn't read it. Because I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that she is pregnant. And so in the second book, she's trying to, like, protect her unborn child. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't like this.
That seems like a little unexpected for, like, a YA book.
I just was, like, shook. I didn't expect it. It doesn't say anything on the back about that. And I was like, oh, I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate it in YA.
You're just, like, really not expecting it if it's a YA book.
Yeah. So I was shook. I was like, oh. Yeah. No, I didn't like that. Yeah, that's something I was just like, no, absolutely not. Sudden pregnancies in romances.
You know which one I did not like?
Which one?
I don't like Anne Akatar when she ends up pregnant. Me personally. I don't know. I mean, they talk about it a lot. They talk about not wanting to do it immediately a lot, and then it happens immediately. And I also do feel like that one was kind of like thrown in just for the whole like C-section thing. I feel like it was just thrown into Silver Flames for that whole like part.
I also think it's for Nesta's character.
Yeah, but
because she was shitting on her sisters for a bit. At least Farrah.
So she needs her sisters to be pregnant in order to not shit on them?
She needs to save her.
She couldn't have saved her in any other way. It had to be pregnancy.
I don't know. I didn't write this book.
I know. I'm just saying, it wasn't my favorite.
Those aren't really romances. Those are more fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
So we got kind of off topic a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little
off topic.
Bit. But yeah, in
how
romance,
on brand for us.
Yeah. But in regular romances.
Yeah, I feel
think
like most of the time it's very straightforward and you know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Unexpected ones, depending on the context.
Kind of like takes me out of the story because I'm like, oh, why did the author include this? This seems random.
For me, in particular, it makes me upset a little bit that because women are born with that ability, you don't necessarily have to talk about it. Like, it doesn't have to be like a automatic thing. Not all women want to be a mother or have a family.
Yeah.
So like when that suddenly happens or whatever, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't necessarily want kids, but there's something about a male main character.
Oh, yeah.
Handling their baby that gets me every time. But yeah, I don't really like it as a surprise. I don't really like it as a way to like just forward the story. I don't really like it because she's a woman, so she's gonna end up pregnant. I will say I will defend it when it does make sense. And there are books that make sense in. If you don't like it, don't pick up any books where they already have kids or it's a nanny or anything like that. Stay away from those. So that was just our short little hot takes romance edition, where we also, of course, kind of got off the rails and talked about fantasy a little bit. Whoops. We just wanted to like kind of talk about this. We have a romance book YouTube channel, right? So obviously we are a very like safe space with that. We are like very understanding with that. We welcome those conversations because we love talking about it.
Yes, tell us what you think. Yeah. What your opinions are.
Yes. If there are any other hot takes too that you guys have, or maybe want us to talk about. See you next time.
Bye.
See you next time.
See you next time. See you next time.